Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Saharcast, where we explore fascinating topics and provide you with tips to help you succeed in the IELTS speaking test. I'm your host, Sahar, and today we'll dive into the intriguing world of history, from prehistoric times to the modern era. We'll explore how the concept of time shapes our understanding of the past, and I'll share some advanced vocabulary you can use to impress your examiner. Let's start with an interesting question. How often do we actually think about history? If you're like me, you sometimes lose track of time when diving into historical documentaries or books. History offers a chronological view of how civilizations have developed, from prehistoric hunter gatherer societies to the complex global networks we see today. One of the most fascinating aspects of studying history is how we piece it together. For instance, archaeologists play a vital role in uncovering our past. Through meticulous excavations, they've discovered ancient tools, structures, and artifacts that tell us how people lived thousands of years ago. Those findings are often organized in a chronological order to help us understand the span of human development. But let's be honest, studying history can be time consuming. From analyzing ancient texts to investigating ruins, it takes dedication and patience. However, it is worth it. Take the example of pioneers in history, such as those who first built cities or developed writing systems. Their innovations have shaped the way we live today. And without understanding their contributions, we wouldn't appreciate the world we've inherited. Another fascinating aspect of history is how certain events unfold over consecutive years, creating ripple effects that last for centuries. For example, the Industrial Revolution didn't happen overnight. It was a series of consecutive innovations and changes that transformed the way humans lived and worked. Let's talk about IELTS speaking tips and some vocabulary. Now, we're going to connect this to the IELTS speaking test. You might be asked questions like, do you enjoy learning history? You could say, I enjoy learning about history because it gives us a chronological understanding of how societies evolved. For instance, archaeologists have uncovered artifacts from prehistoric times and reveal fascinating details about early human life. Number two, what role does history play in modern society? You could say, history helps us learn from the past. Without the contributions of historical pioneers in science, technology, and governance, we wouldn't have the advancements we enjoy today. Number three, why do some people find history boring? You could say, some people find history boring because it can be time consuming to study. However, I believe it depends on how it's presented. Exploring history through excavations or visiting museums can make it much more engaging. Number four, how important is it to study historical events in chronological order? You could say, studying events in chronological order is essential because it helps us how one event leads to another over a span of time. It provides context and helps us understand the bigger picture. History isn't just about the past, it is about understanding how time and events have shaped the world we live today. Whether we're discussing prehistoric societies or the contributions of pioneers, these ideas can make your IELTS speaking answers more engaging and insightful. Thank you for joining me today on Saharcast. I hope you found this episode useful for building your vocabulary and preparing for the test. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips and ideas. Until next time, stay curious and keep practicing. Now, let's dive into the vocabulary we've just learned about history. Try to repeat after me. Lose track of time. Chronological order. Span of time. Time-consuming process. Historical pioneers. Consecutive years. Archaeological excavation. Prehistoric times. Ripple effects. Meticulous excavation. Historical artifacts. Modern era. Global network. Contextual understanding. Ancient tools. Documented history. Cultural heritage. Historical context. Shaping the future. Piecing it together.